So today I've got a video that's a little bit different for you guys. I wanted to do kind of like a foodie kind of video. I don't think I've ever done a like proper foodie video like this before, but I'm having to get serious about my health and fitness routine. You guys know at the beginning of the year I was on it, and I don't know, I just dropped off so hard. And I like to be honest with you, we are all human. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to keep it up. And I really dropped off. Like, I was just eating what I wanted to. And I kind of developed a bit of a sugar addiction. Like, I'd have a bit of chocolate every day. I'm still kind of having a bit of chocolate every day, I won't even lie. I'd have like a croissant each day. And I was just building up all these really bad eating habits. And you don't realize that when you're doing it, you're just kind of adding more sugar and carbohydrates into your diet, which is going to kind of make you feel more lethargic. And obviously, it's not going to make you look that good when you're doing that. So I really wanted to take a grip on what I was eating and how I'm eating it. So I wanted to do this video and share with you some kind of healthy breakfast, lunch and dinner ideas that I like, and I have. It's got a bit of an exotic twist, and it's not everyday salad and kale. Like, I like to have plantain, and I like to have yams, and I like to have okra, and I like to have really good healthy stuff that is exotic. So yeah, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So as they say, abs are made in the kitchen. I definitely don't have abs yet, but I have been working on changing my diet just to give me a flatter stomach and to make me feel better. And breakfast is the first part of the day. So I like to start off with some fruit because I am still a sugar fiend. I'm working on it, but fruit is really good for you. So I'm going with some strawberries and blueberries just because I like them, and they make my porridge taste extra sweet. So I just give them a wash and chop them up nicely. Now, my favourite kind of oats are basically steel cut oats, and they're so cheap to buy and so easy to make. I basically put a good portion inside a bowl. I boil a kettle because I like to do it in the bowl, and I just go probably just over the top of it, give it a stir, and I put it in the microwave. It really cooks in about 1.5 minutes, and you just have to watch it because sometimes it can bubble over, but it's super quick and easy. In the meantime, I'd go ahead and just cut all my fruit just to go inside my bowl. Now, as mentioned, I don't really add any sugar or anything to my porridge. I've got used to eating it quite plainly, but if I want to add something sweet, I'll add agave nectar, which is a natural sweetener, which is quite good. And how I like my porridge is with a splash of milk and water and the fruit on top, but that is a quick and easy healthy breakfast idea. So moving on to lunch with a bit of an exotic twist, it's plantain and scrambled eggs. This is one of my favourites, and some of you probably know what a plantain is, but some people don't. It's basically the cousin of a banana, but it's a little bit more starchy and more filling. And I just cut off the skin, which I like mine to be medium right. I don't like the green plantains, but I like them when they're a bit hard and not too sugary, because they can get quite sweet when they're very ripe. And I chop these up at an angle, and then I make a set of scrambled eggs basically. This is not just for me, so that's why I've got 4 eggs, but usually I'd have 2 or 1.5 for myself. And I chop in some spring onions, some tomatoes, and add some salt and pepper and maybe some seasoning, and it's just a lovely way to make eggs taste a little bit more sexy. So no one wants to eat too much oil, of course, but I add probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons, and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil is usually about 90 calories. So I know what I'm doing with it, and I just cover the pan and I just fry these. They can be grilled, but I just think they look a lot nicer when they are fried because you get a nice browning over all of them, and crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside, which is just how I like them. In the meantime, for my scrambled eggs, I just whisk them up nicely, and they'll go into a pan. Now, plantain only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. They brown very nicely on one side, and then I flip them over. There's no risk of eating plantain raw or anything like that, so for me it's all about getting the perfect colour. After that, I put all my onions and my tomatoes and any other seasoning. I could add garlic and ginger sometimes if I want to, but I don't really do that. But I add those into a pan and let them cook for a little bit. So after the vegetables are cooked, I will go ahead and add in my scrambled eggs as normal. And this is like a weird version of an omelette basically. And I just whisk it up and it cooks from the bottom around the top. So I need to kind of stay on top of it so I don't have, you know, weird cooked bits and non-cooked bits of egg, which isn't very tasty. So usually my plantain is finished by the time my eggs are done. I usually like to lay them on a napkin to get rid of any excess oil or anything. And these are just how I like them, a little bit brown and a little bit firm with my scrambled eggs on the side. This is a really nice dish. I just add some salt and some pepper and I'm good to go. So here comes dinner, and it's black-eyed peas and sea bream. I don't mind heavier dinners as long as they're healthy. Black-eyed beans are one of my favourite kinds of beans. They take quite a while to cook, but they're absolutely delicious. They've got such a nice natural taste and they're so good for you. So I give them a wash and drain them out. They don't really need a wash, but I can boil a kettle. Again, a kettle's so handy for me. I add some salt and some seasoning to my beans, and then I pour in the water. They take a really long time to cook, over an hour, because they are quite firm, but you can just put a lid on it and let it do what it does, and you don't have to watch it. Maybe add a little bit of water here and there. So in the meantime, it gives me time to prepare my fish. I'm not squeamish at all. I can gut, dehead and descale my fish all by myself, and I go ahead and season with some fish seasoning, some salt, some pepper and some herbs that will just make it taste extra nice, and then I pop that into the oven. So I obviously need some vegetables, and I love courgettes and carrots and sugar snap peas, so I'll just chop these up and they will go on the grill in the last 5 minutes. So as you can see, my peas do change colour once they get cooked. They get a lot softer and a bit more squidgy, and then I add a stew or a sauce that I made earlier. I'll show you one day how I make my stews, but it just adds so much flavour and depth to it, and I wasn't sure of my ratio, so I did it bit by bit. I left this for another 5 to 10 minutes just to cook off as well. So I had to replace my old school George Foreman. It did me so well, but I got this new one which is from Cuisinart, and it really does just do a really good job on vegetables and paninis. I love this. So I add my sugar snap peas and my courgettes and my carrots, nice and simply, and then it literally needs about 5 minutes to grill on there, and it gives you some nice brown lines, which I always love. So basically after that, it's all done, and all I need to do is dish up. My beans are on the side with my veggies, and I go ahead and add my grilled fish, which looks extra tasty to me. So that is basically how I make some healthy meals to help with a flatter stomach and just to get back on the ball. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and it gave you some healthy lunch and dinner ideas, and if you ever do them, please let me know and send me pictures on Instagram and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching guys, bye!